Hi, kindergartners. It's Mrs. Thomas Moore again, and I'm here back with you again to do some more math learning. So this week is week 10. That's right, week 10. This is our last week of our distant learning, and boy, have we been doing a lot. Can you believe it? 10 weeks. So this is week 10, and the day is day one. And this week, we're going to be talking about money. So we're going to be talking about some coins and what they're called and how we describe them and all of that. So we're going to be doing a lot this week, and I hope you're excited about it. But before I really get going with our lesson, what have we always done before we get started? You got it. We're going to do some math and movement. And today our math and movement is going to be called elastic reach counting. So if you're ready, I want you to stand up. I want you to get ready to stretch and warm ourselves all up. And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to stretch up and reach for the sky, and we're going to go to the left. And then we're going to reach up and stretch to the sky, and we're going to go to the right. And each time we stretch in one direction, we're going to count by fives, and we're going to count 5, then 10, but guess what? We're going to go all the way to 60 today, all the way to 60. So if you're ready, get yourselves all lined up and all ready to go, and then we're going to get started. Are you ready? Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Super job, everyone. We've got our bodies all warmed up and our minds all warmed up. So now we're ready to get started with our lesson. Woo, are you ready? So what do you see on my screen? Did you say a penny? That's right. It's a penny. So we said we were talking about money today. So a penny is one type or one form of money, and it's a coin, and it's called a penny. Super job. What do you see right there? Not a dime, not a quarter. Yes, a nickel, a nickel. So right now we have a penny and a nickel showing on our screen. Those are the two coins that we're going to talk a lot about today. So if you're ready, let's go. Let's look at our learning goal. It says, I can describe the attributes. And when we say attributes, that's a big word. It means color or the relative or how big it is, what size it is, the value, which means how much money it is or what it's worth. And we're talking about which two coins today? That's right, a penny and a nickel. So we're going to look at and describe the attributes of a penny and a nickel today. And those two things that we're talking about tie into our SOL, which is K.7, which says that the student will recognize the attributes of a penny, a nickel, a dime, and a quarter, and identify the number of pennies equivalent to a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. So we're going to take it in chunks this week, and we're only going to do parts of it. So today we're looking at the penny and the nickel. So what coin do you see there? What did we say that coin was called? That's right, it's called a penny. A penny. And so when we look at the penny, we want to try to figure out the attributes of it. So we're going to describe it and tell what we see. So when you look at that penny, what color do you see? Did you say brown? That's right, it's brown. Some people say it's copper or bronze, but it all means the same, that it's that color brown. So it's different from most of the coins that we will see, so we could distinguish it or determine that it's different from the other coins because its color is different. What else do you know about it? It's in the shape of a circle, or it's round. Now, that's an attribute that's the same as most of the other coins because they are all circular or round. So, right now we know that the penny is brown and it's round or circle, like a circle. What else can you tell me about the coin? Do you know how much a coin is worth? That's right, its value is 1 cent. 1 cent. So if I had a group of pennies, let's see, I had a group of pennies like I have pennies in my hand. And let's see, if I were counting them, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 because I have 4 cents. Because pennies are worth 1 cent, we count by ones. We count by ones when we're counting them. So that's how we can count our pennies if we know how many, to see how many we have. So we're looking at this penny. We know that it's brown. It's shaped like a circle. Its value is 1 cent. Look at the front of it. It has a person on the front of it, and that's Abraham Lincoln. But when we look at the back of a penny, it has a building on it. And we'll talk more about that when you get to first grade. But that's what the back of the penny looks like. But pennies have been made in different years, and some of them look different on the back. So some pennies will have the building on the back, and some pennies will have this crest on the back. But they're both the same value. They both are valued at 1 cent. Okay? 1 cent. Let's see. What coin is this? That's right. We said we were talking about a penny and a nickel, so we've already talked about the penny. So this is our nickel. This is our nickel. So let's see if we can describe our nickel. What attributes would it have? What can you tell me about it if you were describing it? How would we describe its color? Yeah, we could say silver. Some people might say gray, but we're going to say silver for today. So the penny is brown, that's right, and the nickel is silver. Awesome. Now, what shape is the nickel? Yes, it's the same as the penny. They're both in the shape of a circle. So they're the same because they're both shaped like a circle, but they're different because one is brown and one is silver. Awesome. Now, when we look at the value of the penny, we said it was worth how much? Yes, 1 cent. But how much is the nickel worth? Does anybody know? Yes, it's worth 5 cents. It's worth 5 cents. So the nickel is worth 5 cents. So we know now that the nickel is silver. It's shaped like a circle, and it's worth 5 cents. So because it's worth 5 cents, when we're counting nickels, we would count by, that's right, we would count by fives. We would count by fives, just like we did today with our elastic reach stretching and we were counting by fives. That's how we would count our nickels if we were counting those up. So look at the front of our nickel. It has a person on it also. But look at the back of it. It has a building on the back of it. So the penny and the nickel are the same in the sense that they both have buildings on the back and previous presidents on the front. We'll talk more about that later. But now you can see the front and the back of a nickel, just like we saw the front and the back of our penny. All right. Let's look at these coins. What do we have there? Yes, they're pennies. They're pennies. And if I said let's count them, what would we count by? Yes, we would count by ones. So I'm going to mark our pennies while we count them, and I want you to help me count. So are you ready? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many pennies do we have? 4. And we would say we have 4 cents. 4 cents. All right. Let's look at another. Are those pennies? You're so smart. I can't trick you. That's right. They're not pennies. They are nickels. Nickels. And if we were to count how much money or what the value is of our nickels, how would we count? We would count by, yes, we would count by fives. We would count by fives because we said a nickel is worth 5 cents. So I want you to help me count the nickels just like we did with the pennies. We're going to count by what? 5. So here we go. 5, 10, 15. So we have how much? 15 cents. That's right, 15 cents. because we just counted the value of our 3 nickels, which is 15 cents. Awesome job. Awesome job. You are amazing. We were able to do our learning goal today, which was describing the attributes of a penny and a nickel, and you did an amazing job with it. So let's look at what we can do to keep going. So we have a practice set now, and so I want you to go out, if you can, to print it off. If you can't print it off, that's fine. You can just look at the screen and you can draw the picture of what's there and then write what you need to write for your answer on your paper. So I want you to look at each row where we have our smiley faces with their cool sunglasses on, which marks each row for us. And I want you to look at it. It says it has 3 what? 3 pennies. That's right, 3 pennies. So what I want you to do is you're going to either draw or you can color rub, and I'll show you what I mean when I say color rub the coin, which is what? The penny, and I want you to show me how many it is, and then if you can, write what the value is. That means you're going to count it up by counting what the value is. So let's see. If I have my own penny at home, if you have your own penny at home, you can do the color rub. If you don't have your own penny at home, then you can just draw it. So I'm going to show you how to do a penny rub. So I'm going to take my paper. You see, I have my practice sheet, and I'm going to put my penny underneath my paper right on that line so that you can see it through your paper. And then you're just going to color it. You're just going to color over it with your crayon. So I have my brown crayon because my penny is brown. So let's see. So how many? So I did my first one. So how many pennies do I need to color rub? 3. How many have I done so far? That's right, only 1. So I need to color rub how many? 3. So I'm going to do 3 color rubs. So I did how many? 3. 1, 2, 3. So how much money is that? What's the value of that? If I'm counting by what? Ones, that's going to be 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. So then I would need to write 3 cent. $0.03. Okay? Now I'm going to do the next one, because if you don't have your penny to color rub, I want you to just draw a penny. So what shape would I need to draw? Yes, a circle. So our next problem says how many pennies do we need? Yes, it says 5. So I'm going to draw 5 circles to show my pennies. So if you don't have pennies at home to color rub, you can just draw them. So now let's count. How much money do we have? 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, 5 cents. So I'm going to write 5 cents at the end of that row because that's how much money I have. I hope that you all enjoyed this lesson. I hope you're able to do the practice and keep counting money. Tomorrow you're going to work on 2 new coins, a dime and a quarter, and I know you're going to enjoy that lesson. It's been great seeing you. Keep doing your math, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.